All right, let's take a look at this problem right here. So on its way from New York to San Diego, so New York to San Diego. Ooh, I like this drawing. A plane flew over Pittsburgh, St. Louis. Okay, I think it's right there. Albuquerque and Phoenix. Albuquerque and Phoenix. Traveling at a constant speed. Complete the table as you answer the questions. Be prepared to explain your reasoning. So let's take a look. What is the distance between St. Louis and Albuquerque? Okay, so we got St. Louis from here to Albuquerque. So it took what? So I guess it's the same speed, right? It says constant speed. Constant speed. So let's go ahead and figure out the speed first, right? Well, if the airplane is traveling for 1 hour and travel 550 miles, then speed for every single one of these guys, right? Whoops, sorry, my charger just fell. So I got 550 miles per 1 hour. So, I wonder if it's actually true. I wonder if it's actually 1 hour to go from Pittsburgh to St. Louis. I have been to St. Louis one time. St. Louis is where? I forgot. Is it Missouri? Never mind. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I might have just lied to you. I'm sorry. I was in Minneapolis, yeah. I was in Minnesota, not St. Louis. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's keep going. So what is the distance between St. Louis and Albuquerque? So if we traveled for 1 hour and 42 minutes, right? And then we travel at 500 miles per 1 hour. Now this is kind of hard to kind of convert, right, to find the distance. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some algebraic manipulation, which I think is pretty awesome. So I got 550 miles per hour, miles per 1 hour, but that is actually the same thing as 550 miles per 60 minutes, right? Because 1 hour is the same thing as 60 minutes. And then 1 hour and 42 minutes, right? 1 hour and 42 minutes. 1 hour and 42 minutes is actually the same thing as 102 minutes, right? Why? Because 1 hour is 60 minutes. And 60 minutes plus 42 minutes, that's 102 minutes. So we just have to figure out how I go from 102 minutes, right? So remember, I told you, once again, this number isn't too clean, right? You can't just go from, like, you can't do 60 times 2 and get 102. So it's like, it's not a whole number between here. We know that it's some kind of fraction or decimal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this number by this, right? 102 divided by 60. 102 divided by 60. 102 divided by 60. And that's going to give me 1.7. So we're going to have to multiply this by 1.7. And also this by 1.7. Watch. 60 times 1.7. I'll prove it to you again. 6 times 1.7 is equal to 102. Right, 60 times 1.7 is equal to 102. So let's do 550 times 1.7. 550 times 1.7. And that's going to equal to 935 miles. 935 miles. That's kind of cool, right? Like, we had no idea how much distance is traveled, but doing some math, you were able to figure out the exact distance, which I personally think is really cool. So 935 miles for St. Louis to Albuquerque. Now for this one, right? We want to find, so what is the distance between St. Louis to Albuquerque? It is 935 miles. How many minutes did it take to fly between Albuquerque to Phoenix? So now we're given the distance, right? So we're going to do the same thing again. So we're going to do 550 miles over 60 minutes. And then we want to get 330 miles, 330 miles. So once again, if I want to find out what number I have to multiply here, what do? I just have to get this number and divide it by that number. So I got 330 divided by 550, and that's going to be 0.6, right? So watch this, 0.6. So 550 times 0.6 is 330. It's 330. So we're gonna multiply by 0.6, and 60 times 0.6 is 36. So that took 36 minutes. Wow, that's kind of cool. 36 minutes. So how many minutes did it fly? It took 36 minutes. So what is the proportional relationship represented by this table? Well, the proportional relationship represented by this table is 550, right? 550. Because, if you take a look, we just multiply by 550 here, and that's what we get 550. 36 times 550 is equal to 30. Watch, 36 times 550 is equal to, oops. But the only thing is, this is where we have to be careful. The only thing is, we aren't talking in terms of minutes here. This actually, we're talking about in terms of hours. So we actually have to be careful, right? So we have to actually take 36 minutes, and then we have to convert it into hours, right? So the way to do that is we have to get 36 minutes and times, right, for and then we have to divide it by 60 because that's how many minutes are in an hour. So we got 36 divided by 60, and that's going to give us 0.6, right? So that's going to be 0.6 hours. 0.6 hours. Okay, so 36 minutes is the same thing as 0.6 hours. Okay, so then what we're going to do now is we are going to put 0.6 hours right here. 0.6, right? 0.6 hours. So 0.6 hours times 550. So 0.6 times 550 is in fact equal to 330, right? 0.6 hours is in fact equal to 330. And for this one, 1 hour and 42 minutes, I'm going to convert that into hours again. So 42 minutes, 42 over 60 is equal to 0.7. So 0.7. So 1 hour and 0.7 minutes. So this is going to be 1.7 hours. 1.7 hours. So 1.7 hours times 550 times 550. So 1.7 times 550 is in fact equal to 935, which is equal to 935 right here. So we do have to do some like manipulation here, but it's fine. So yeah, if you want to get minutes and then turn it into hours, just divide it by 60 and you'll get the hours. So as you can see, you just have to multiply 550 each time, right? So if you want to go from time to distance, you have to multiply by 550 each time. So what is the proportional relationship represented by this table? The proportional relationship represented by this table is 550. 550, okay? So Diego says that the constant proportionality is 550. Andre says that the constant proportionality is 9/1/6. Do you agree with either of them? Well, let's take a look. So what we're doing here is we're going from, I wonder where Andre got 9/1/6. So let's take a look at the answer here. Uses my... I see. So the way that Andre got 9/1/6 is he's talking about miles per minute. Okay, what we're talking about is 500 miles per hour, miles per 1 hour, right? So if we want to convert that into minutes, if we want the denominator to be minutes, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to change this to 550 miles over 60 minutes. And then we have to divide the top by 60, bottom by 60. And then remember, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. 60 divided by 60 is just 1 minute. And then 550 divided by 60, 550 divided by 60 is 9.16666, which is 9 over 1 over 6 miles. So it is in fact the same thing, right? So 550 miles per 1 hour is the same thing as this. So that is the answer for that one right there.